share
Problem.
to spend time.
Okay.
So, firstly, could you start with a bit about your family background, your family, your early life, and your studies?
Uh, Basically, my grandparents are from my paternal side. Grandparents are from Afghanistan, and my parents are from Amritsar, and my maternal side is from Peshawar,
Hmm.
Amritsar and Peshawar.
Hmm.
Uh, I was born in Delhi, did my schooling here in Don Bosco,
Hmm.
Delhi, played
Hmm.
basketball.
Hmm.
Through that, I got interested in playing professional basketball. And I played some NCAA basketball in the States, played
Hmm.
Bundesliga and Regionalliga in Germany.
Hmm.
Uh, Through this process, I got interested in the sports science and the coaching field. I had actually started up as doing a business course, but then I ended up doing chiropractic, physiotherapy, strength and conditioning, all of those. So took up science after school.
Okay.
Uh, started
Hmm.
started in college.
Hmm.
Yes, and through that process, then I got to work with the likes of people and coaches and athletes from NBA, NHL, NFL,
Hmm.
all those leagues, MLB. In the Had my
Hmm.
practiced there for a few years, and
Hmm.
then wanted to share the same kind of transcript and knowledge base here, and I brought it here. Helped a lot of people. I help a lot of people with pain management also. So.
Hmm.
Uh, Helped a lot of people with pain, and through this process also then got an opportunity to work with these para athletes, and now this is how we
Hmm.
came to the course. Just a
Yeah.
middle class family actually. uh, to If you look in hindsight, I actually when I left in 2004 with with the vision of learning all of this stuff, I had no money for the plane ticket also.
Okay.
So, it kind of everything unfolded in its way, and I think 2028 LA Olympics would be full circle for me because I started playing basketball in LA.
In US, in US.
Uh,
Okay.
So
Uh,
that will be I'm looking at that as a full circle. But this was just a short run, and through this process, you go through hardships. I was uh, I was homeless for about 10 months. I was homeless in the US. Wanted to not come back, and was resilient about doing these things. And this is how I'm imparting everything I did there
hmm.
here.
Hmm.
What's new for here is that I was exposed to 15 years ago. So I
Hmm.
have a hindsight knowledge about different concepts, worked under some of the best coaches in the world, builded my own theory through the whole process in terms of pain,
Hmm.
performance, sports science, nutrition.
Hmm.
And luckily for me, everything has been working.
Hmm.
So, is-
Okay, wanted to know how you got into sports. Were your parents athletes, or were your
parents were never. No,
grandparents?
no.
So, how this sporting background, like
Just
basketball? Hmm.
in school I started basketball, and then that's how
Okay,
everything unfolded for me. Pursued
okay,
that uh, in the other realms also.
okay. So, of all the sports that you could have picked up, you chose the sport that is one of the least popular sports in India, basketball.
Hmm.
So, how
Mhm.
did you started playing basketball? Did you uh, you used to follow basketball on TV, or how you fell in love with basketball, and why you made up your mind to follow basketball of all the sports?
I think you don't think much then, no? You think
Yeah.
now, and you think, maybe if you have
Hmm.
put in that much effort in some other sport, it would have made much more sense. But
Okay.
then these things wouldn't have emerged. So
Hmm.
there's no regrets, but it,
Hmm.
uh, it, I think I didn't choose basketball. Basketball chose me, you know?
Okay.
That's
Okay.
how it happened. It's just something that just happened.
So
And
you
I
think you
continued.
think you were good at it and things happened.
Yeah.
Okay, you can say. So how was the experience of playing basketball in United States?
Oh, it was nothing less than phenomenal. Because in those days when I went, there was no social media stuff also.
Yes.
So you didn't watch any drills, and you had to get up in the morning and watch games on TV at 5 a.m. because of the time
Mm.
difference.
Yeah.
So it was a deep struggle, running from door to door where you are not, because basketball there is played like it's cricket is played here,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Obsession.
it's a cultural thing, and you
Yeah.
go through the ranks to make it to the
Hmm.
top rank.
Hmm.
There is very limited opportunities and very few spots.
Hmm.
There's I mean, not even lakhs, thousands of spots if you count all the leagues in the world and all the high schools, and there's just thousands of spots, only thousands of spots.
Hmm.
So went from team to team, changed different schools, was trying to find the right opportunity, went door to door, knocked on doors, and that's how I found at least an opportunity for somebody to look at me.
Hmm.
It won't
Hmm.
guarantee you success, but it can at least
Hmm.
guarantee an
Hmm.
opportunity for somebody to look at you.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that's how.
So how did the transition of you playing basketball to you setting up your, if I'm pronouncing the word right, Crumaco? How did
Hmm.
this transition happen? And were you always, was this always in the back of your mind that you have to set up something of your own and something? And
Only basketball was the goal, and I think
okay.
through the process of self learning,
Hmm.
and multiple people helping us, when we were playing, I got interested in the field.
Hmm.
And that's how, when I started to pursue it
Hmm.
officially, I
Hmm.
was going through the process. I was learning a lot of things, very open-minded in improving my performance and understanding what the coaches are making us do. And
Hmm.
then that, having those people around us and seeing
Hmm.
how professional it could get, and how
Hmm.
much sports science can actually affect an athlete's life and how it can change things.
Hmm.
That's what got me interested in it.
Okay. So what does Chromaco does? So what are its services and how it helps out to how it reaches out to athletes and how it helps athletes?
Crumaco is a abbreviation of crust mantle core, which is the layers
Okay.
of the earth.
Okay. Hmm.
And we look at the body holistically. Now, this is a very widely used term where you're looking at the body holistically, but we look at everything from psychology to strength training, uh, to the sports coaching in itself, to pain management from one set of eyes. So
Hmm.
you're not running from one place to the other, and you're not trying to create this uh, you
Okay.
know a, unpackable flow between your physiotherapist and your
Hmm.
doctor and your trainer and your sports coach. So
Hmm.
everything happens under one roof, and like I said, it's an accumulation of over 15 years of experience and different methodologies learned from different parts of the world, and we've made it one. And that was seen in Asian Games, because the results that these guys achieve in a year's work of time, we achieve those in 8 to 12 weeks.
Okay. 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 So when I was reading about Chromaco and about you, I came this interesting term, kinesiology. What?
Yeah.
How is kinesiology? So
Kinesiology is a movement of
so
science.
So for whatever I have read on sports, I never came across this term. Only when I started researching on about Crumaco and about you, I came this
Mhm.
interesting term. So what it is and how does it help athletes and how does it help common man?
It's a science of movement,
Okay.
but kinesiology, in a way, encompasses a lot of different health fields. So what Crumaco does is it's working on human performance. For you,
Okay.
it might be taking non-stop interviews and you not getting tired. That's your performance measure. For somebody who types, they want to type faster, or somebody who works in a 9 to 5 office job, they might not want to fall asleep during the day. An athlete might want to run faster.
Mm,
Somebody who's just had a baby and they
mm,
have joint pain or something, and they can't hold their baby, and if they can hold their baby in a right way and they can play with their baby, that's performance for them. So we
mm,
raise human performance measures,
mm,
which could encompass some general physician work, some Ayurvedic, sports science, strength and
mm,
conditioning, fitness,
mm,
nutrition, physiotherapy,
mm,
prehab, rehab,
mm,
uh,
mm,
everything put together in terms
uh,
of psychological and proprioceptive, all those things put together is
mm.
kinesiology. It's a very creative field. It's like artwork, you know.
Okay.
You bring in
Okay.
different mediums from different fields, and then you apply it into something, and then it
Okay.
works, and then that's what you follow.
So it is only for athletes, or can common man also benefit from it?
It's for everyone. Performance is for
Okay,
everyone. So
okay,
it's just a different methodology of even looking at pain. We reverse a lot of knee surgeries. I have a lot of old age patients who have been recommended knee surgeries from multiple places. They've been to the best of doctors, they've been to the best of hospitals, but then they end up here. And this is where everything is solved. So
okay.
our approach to pain management is also very unique and I would say first of its kind in our country. And it's a very forward head approach where you don't come to physiotherapy for months at a time. And, everything is 90, I think 80, 75 to 80% of my patients solve their problems in 5 to 7 sessions.
Okay. So
Obviously depending on the severity of the problem, but our
mm,
approach works really fast. We work with a very few people. Each person we work with is like a case study to us. So we dedicate a lot of time, a lot of hours in one day at a time.
mm,
So
o-
that's the
okay.
approach.
So for my understanding, it is a very specialized field, and you need to have knowledge about too many things to have to finally utilize this thing on a common man, on an athlete.
Hmm.
You just can't start practicing in a day. You need to have a lot of knowledge about too many things, whatever you spoke on, and then only then you will be capable and enough to practice this on.
True story. Because when people come to us, when people come to me, they're not coming and saying, I looked up your ad for cupping or I looked up your ad for physiotherapy and I'm coming for that. They
Mm,
come to me with a problem. I might use 20 or different modalities. I might have chiropractic adjustments. I might use
mm,
cupping, or I might use some
mm,
kind of stretching or some kind of nutrition intervention. But that's up
mm,
to me.
mm,
We are never out there saying that we do cupping or
mm,
we are a chiropractor or we are a physiotherapist. You know,
mm.
it's
Okay,
for us to decide
okay,
the recipe for it when you
okay,
come with a problem.
okay. So now, how did you got into training para athletes, and especially para powerlifters?
This happened
How
in
did
the
this
last
happen?
Well,
Mm,
this happened in the last year,
mm,
year and a half.
mm,
Through some contacts, I got
mm,
associated with the Paralympic Committee of India. They
mm,
reached out to me.
mm,
Were they had a few people getting injured. This is getting common in Indian sports that because the flow between the physiotherapist and the level of physiotherapy in our country is not up to mark for
mm.
sports people, and this
What
disconnect.
I will just want to counter question. What do you mean by level of physiotherapy is not up to?
What I want to say is the
Mm,
education base that
mm,
is here for physiotherapy is still outdated.
okay, okay,
This
okay.
this can this can also happen probably because it's not a very highly paid field,
Mm, okay.
in our country. So
Mm,
the approach and the need or the want to learn more is
mm,
probably not there, or the motivation's not there.
mm,
Um,
okay, okay.
though it's getting better, but we are
Mm,
yet to catch up in the sports field in terms of physiotherapy.
mm,
So that disconnect is was creating a lot of athletes who were going down in their performance, and a lot of them are injured. Uh,
mm, okay.
so them knowing that I deal with injury is how they contacted me, and then
Okay.
they wanted to have me work with a few athletes who were uh, halfway in the medal run, but some of were getting injured, and they wanted me
Mm,
to work with them in a short period of time and see what's the results that we could get, and this is
mm,
happened in
okay.
that specific period of time.
So how has been the experience, and do you think that the results are finally showing?
Oh, the results definitely finally showed. We had
Okay.
one world championship, which was a historic first gold medal for
Mm,
India in para powerlifting,
mm,
and three three medals in Asian Games in para powerlifting, which is the most in a single Asian Games ever.
mm, mm,
And then we had a few Olympic qualifications.
mm.
So this was achieved within a 6 month time frame,
Okay,
where
okay,
these guys were not in the medal run.
okay,
So
okay.
uh, this was the experience. It was wonderful to have add value to these athletes, because athletes in our country, some coincidentally, or the way it's just put out, especially para athletes, they come from humble backgrounds.
Yes.
So
Mm,
it's just, I don't know why the layout is like that. It has nothing to do with a para athlete being,
mm,
from a low income background, but that's what happens in our country usually.
yes.
So it feels great and immense pleasure, and to have
Mm,
add value to these athletes' life. And
mm,
some of them are in the run to get jobs, some are getting scholarships, some are getting prize
mm,
money. So
mm.
it's kind of worked off in their favor to further add to their career.
So it would have been like it is a very obvious question, but training and coaching a para athlete is tougher than uh, uh, training a normal athlete. So
Hmm.
it is challenging, right? So would you as their coach, what have been your life learnings by coaching these para athletes?
I think
Hmm.
never say never.
Okay.
I mean,
Are they more
how
hungrier? Are they more hungrier to prove themselves?
uh, uh, yes, but I've looked at athletes all my life, so
Yes.
you
Hmm.
I can
So
look
even a
within
normal
myself.
athlete,
Find the same
you are.
feeling. Yeah.
Hmm.
For the general person, it might be, or for a story's sake, it
Yes.
might be much
Uh,
more hungrier. But to me,
uh,
I think it's the same. But they want, with this condition, especially in this country where there is no
hmm. Hmm.
adaptability to such
Yes.
situations, and
Uh,
it's commendable. Obviously, when you look at that in hindsight, yes, it's commendable. But if you were to say,
hmm.
such people in a Western world where there is availability and resources for
Yeah.
disability and
Yeah.
it's still fine. But here it's commendable that these guys want to
Hmm.
keep going,
Hmm.
and stay
So
hungry.
okay, so from my interactions with this para athletes, they both of them they told that India is not that disabled friendly. Like one athlete told that the nearest gym to her house is the gym is on the first floor, and she is wheelchair bound. Now she can't
Hmm,
access and she
hmm,
can't access that gym because
hmm,
there are only steps.
hmm,
There's no lift, and then so she was compelled to build a gym in her house. She had to spend money from her pocket and then start practicing.
hmm,
Another athlete gave me the example that she also finds her prosthetics are very costly. So in some way or the other, either the basic facility of having a gym or their prosthetics, it's way too expensive in India. So either
hmm.
way, these para athletes are hampered in some way or the other. So with your experience,
1000%.
do you concur that this in India para athletes are challenged in this way, and India
100%.
should become more disabled friendly?
100%. 100%. And I
Hmm.
think the government is working towards it. No, you're seeing a lot
Hmm.
of now. Some Purple Fest is going on in Goa with the
Correct.
para athletic
Hmm.
games are going on in India,
That
in
happened.
Goa. Uh,
This Khelo India Para Games also happened. Some
Khelo India Para Games also happened.
Khelo
Yes,
India
exactly.
Para Games. So yeah, that is a kind of a okay. So uh, what can we as a society do to support these para athletes to make their life a bit easier and to make their
I
life
think make things accessible. That's the easiest of reach to everyone. If you make an office, or if
mm,
I make an office, or if I make a
mm,
home, or things along those lines where you have your reach, that you can make things more accessible. I think that's the easiest way to have them included in the society, right?
mm. Okay. So
Ramps and
finally,
elevators, etc. Toilets
uh,
that are friendly for them,
mm,
etc.
Okay. So finally, one question. You are into fitness, you are into uh, pain management and everything, but just so many people in India struggle with basic concept of having fitness. That everyone keeps on telling that I am not fit, I am not fit, and I want to achieve fitness. So how, for a common man, we have talked about athletes. So for a common man, how you will define a fitness, and what, according to you, can be done for by a common man to achieve that fitness?
See, fitness
Hmm.
for an
Hmm.
average Joe should be not based on how much squat you can do or how much deadlift you can do, or if you're
Yes.
doing if you can jump, or if you can do some muscle ups. And in this
Hmm.
competitive environment, usually what happens is in a group class, people start getting hurt. And again, it brings me down to the level of education and fitness in our country, just like physiotherapy
Yes.
is pretty low.
Yeah.
It's a lot of imitation, looking at things,
Yeah.
but
Uh,
imitation cannot replace
hmm.
experience. So I think
Yeah.
fitness should be uh, tagged as me being able to bend, or me being able to play with my kid, or me
Hmm.
being able to not fall asleep in the day, or me being able to not be lethargic. The
Hmm.
exercises should be designed according to these goals,
Hmm.
and not आज 50 किलो का स्क्वाट करा तो कल 60 का हो गया, वेरी गुड. तो
Hmm.
ट्रेनर हैज टू शो समथिंग. व्हाट विल ही शो?
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
has to show you, I am
Hmm.
I was I had a 70-year-old patient where her old age long trainer for their household was making
Hmm.
her do planks. So I
Hmm.
am thinking this lady has a frozen shoulder. वो
Hmm.
प्लैंक करके 5 मिनट का क्या करेंगी?
Hmm.
उन्होंने कोई दौड़ तो लगानी नहीं है, बट
Yes.
उनको चोट और लगा रहे हो. सो
Yes.
आई थिंक it should be, it's a very widely used term, functional, but it's not used correctly. It
Hmm.
should be as functional as it could get, you know.
Yes. You like a common man should be functional enough to do day-to-day things and not get injured
That
and
should be
not get
fitness.
tired and not not I should not get exhausted. Like
So your
doing
rep
basic.
scheme, your sets, your
Hmm.
exercises
Hmm.
uh, should be planned according to that.
Hmm.
You know, if I have somebody who's going to be in an office at 9 a.m. and he comes to me for a workout at 6 a.m., if
Hmm.
I push him too hard, his
Hmm.
hormonal cortisol levels are going to shoot so high कि वो
Hmm.
ऑफिस से पहुंचते पहुंचते नाश्ता करने के बाद उनको नींद आनी शुरू हो जाएगी. बट
Yes.
वो जिसको ऑफिस नहीं जाना था उस टाइम, उसके लिए तो वो
Hmm.
ठीक है. It's
Hmm.
correct for them.
Yes.
So the exercise should be designed according to not strength or
Hmm.
endurance or fitness for a
Hmm.
common man, but it should be
Hmm.
designed according to their specific work.
Hmm. Hmm.
Maybe I will send that person off in 30 minutes, 15 minutes. हो गया.
Hmm.
इससे ज्यादा करोगे तो वो फिटनेस नहीं, फिर वहां जाके नींद आएगी. तो उस फिटनेस को क्या करना है?
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
don't have to rest all day and in the evening go and sprint, right? They're not training for that. They
Hmm.
are training for fitness. He wants to be in office and not fall asleep at his
Hmm.
desk.
Hmm.
So it should, that is how it should be designed. But
Hmm.
it's rather designed in a way of weight loss,
Hmm.
muscle gain. Muscle gain
Yeah.
for what?
Hmm.
You are weak. Weak compared to
Hmm.
what?
Hmm.
जब बैक लोअर बैक दर्द होती है तो यू आर टोल्ड योर लोअर बैक इज वीक. Lower
Hmm.
back is weak compared to what? If it's weak,
Hmm.
we will
Hmm.
not be humans. We will be bending like monkeys and
Hmm.
walking. We are
Yeah.
standing straight, so it's strong.
Okay. Hmm.
So things have to be designed according to that, but it's not done in that way. Also because of the pressure that a person who signs up with a trainer or a fitness professional, they give them that pressure. Weight kam
Hmm.
karna
Huh.
hai.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then maybe the professional lacks to make them understand that
Hmm.
this should not be the goal. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
so who say
Hmm.
kind of thing.
Hmm. Okay. So, one question, with
Hmm.
your experience of playing basketball in United States for some time, so in United States, like their sports culture is completely different. They
Hmm.
play sports that hardly rest of the world plays, and what
Hmm.
rest of the world plays, they hardly take it very seriously. But
Got it,
still, when whatever they do, whatever sports they play, they are really good at it. So like if they are good at sprinting, they will produce champion sprinters. They are great at basketball. They are great at baseball. So what is what are those few qualities that us Indians can pick up from people from United States to start getting better at sports? If I would, what they do
Mm,
differently that they become such champions in
better training,
better
better
training?
training,
Okay. Could you
better
elaborate
training.
on? Okay.
Uh, Better adaptation to having more professionals and
Hmm.
somebody who's not just
Hmm.
gone up the ranks and
Hmm.
they decided to be because just because they have played a sport they decided to be the coach of that sport,
Hmm.
you know. So
Okay.
those things, then it goes to the political side of it. Those things need
Okay.
to change. Now,
Okay.
facilities are being set up,
Hmm.
but understand
Hmm.
this, that the right people in this field
Hmm.
are usually the ones that are not accessible, or
Hmm.
they are too expensive, or they
Oh.
are in the or they are in the likes of soccer, Major
Oh.
League Soccer, Real Madrid, and
Yes.
things like
Yeah.
that, or
Yeah.
BCCI.
Yeah.
So access, they need more access to these people
Okay.
and more of their help. And
So
Indian Indian coaches need to step down.
sorry. Sorry. What?
Indian coaches need to step down.
Step down. Meaning?
Huh. Meaning in the sense that uh, you have to understand, Prakhar, the way the structure is
Yes. Yes.
in sports in India,
Yes.
especially in coaching. Usually, somebody who's played that sport
Hmm.
ends up being a coach
Being
of
the
that
coach.
sport.
Exactly.
है
Yeah.
ना? है
Ah.
ना?
Yes.
And they
Yes.
are teaching from experience,
Yeah.
like gym
Correct.
bros, you know. So
Ah.
that structure needs to change,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
doesn't mean that if you're involved in the sport for so many years, it
Hmm.
doesn't give you the right or the knowledge base to train the same sport.
The authority to become a good coach. Understood.
The
The
authority to become a
coaching,
good coach.
coaching and training in itself is a specialized field. And okay, now I get it. So it,
100%.
it itself needs some specialization. So not necessarily if you have been a champion athlete, you can be a champion coach or a champion trainer. These are the fields that need specialized training and specialized understanding, and only that is why there is in other sport there is certification courses for being coaches. You go through the
They're
ranks.
useless.
Sorry.
Most of them are useless.
Okay, no, but then again, you need to be a specialized coach and specialized trainer,
Yes, yes, yes.
and only that gives you the authority to train a athlete on a one-to-one basis or coach a team.
Exactly.
But in India, it is generally not followed. It is generally it the player becomes a coach, and then it is understood that that coach experience will help. And second,
90% athletes is Prakhar self-made athletes,
yeah,
which have a name of a
hmm,
coach
hmm,
behind them.
huh,
And
hmm,
this was a lot of conversation in Asian Games with
hmm,
fellow coaches and stuff, that yes, India is improving,
hmm,
but uh,
hmm,
from what performance to what performance is going in how much time? You
hmm,
know, this is
yeah,
the reason these 111 medals are not 300. बहुत बड़ी
yeah,
country है. There
yes,
are 50 million Neeraj Chopras.
yeah.
हाँ.
Yes, but we need to find them, hunt them down, and give them proper training, specialized coaching, and circling back to the point, these coaches and trainers should be very accessible to common man. Only then we
Yes.
will start succeeding. Or these
True.
coaches and these specialized trainers are sitting at places where they are in as you said, not accessible, and that
Not
makes life
accessible.
difficult for
Hmm.
talented
Hmm.
people. Hmm. Thank you.
So
Thank you, Tanvir.
thank
Thank
you,
you so,
Prakhar.
so much for your spending your time. I wish you all the best
Thank you,
for all
Prakhar,
your
always.
ventures. And so you will continue training these para athletes for now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Looking in different sports also now, javelin and
Hmm.
different sports.
Hmm.
Just through this process of Khelo India, I
Hmm.
had a chance to scout different sports and see which athletes we can
Hmm.
help bring up. I like taking underdogs always.
Ah, okay.
So that that's what gives
Hmm.
me a kick. Even with
Hmm.
patients, I take patients with this big files and nobody's able to solve, and that's my kick.
Ah,
So that's how I take these athletes. I always take the third tier and the fourth tier athletes and have them
Mm.
beat the first and the second tier
Okay.
ones.
Okay.
So
So yeah. So I wish you all the best for your
thanks,
ventures and
Prakhar.
hope you keep on keep your success rate as high as possible with these para athletes, and we India start becoming even uh, a champion country in field of para athletics as well. So loving your
Thank you,
contribution, loving your work.
and thank you
Yeah.
for your contribution to sports also, Prakhar.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
unless and until we keep talking to various
Don't
people
happen.
associated with sports. It is not just athletes. It is people like you as well. Then this wheel of making India a big sporting nation will keep moving forward. So thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Prakhar. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.